song, I'm a little musically intimidated, a little starstruck, so, you know.
Right.
So the song is in pretty B flat, pretty much.
Okay.
There's one big sort of bass riff, but it goes to the 4 during the verse, and so I'll play it to you really quickly.
Okay.
The bass, the chords to the chorus is bounce, B flat, must be made the relative major, and a 2/5 back 9. And the bass, boom, boom. There's like a riff that's sort of ostinato through the whole song, but you don't always have to play it, you know. Man, I don't know how I'm telling Marcus Miller. Okay, yeah. Bounce. Must be made of something that can bounce. How can nobody bounce? Like if you want me to stay in.
I can be flexible. Let me wrap around you, baby. I'll be responsible. I'll be your man of the hour most of the day. All my superpowers sometimes fade away. I could never hurt nobody. Twist and swing, bend the state and try to sing. Reach out and get the things to live. Let the rooms in effect to show. I stretch and I flex wherever I go. 'Cause you never know. This powerful man like I bounce. I must be made of something that can bounce. I can hurt nobody, baby, bounce. I'm no superhero, I know. Some people call me brother man, 'cause I'm always bouncing back from something. I reach up to high places for you.
Robertson. Please, a round of applause. Marcus Miller on bass. Federico González Peña on keyboard.
Comment présenter le meilleur bassiste au monde? Marcus Miller. Musicien virtuose, compositeur de génie, producteur d'exception. À l'âge de 22 ans, sa rencontre avec Miles Davis, pour lequel il écrit et réalise l'album Toutou, marquera l'histoire de la musique. Je ne vais pas vous dresser la liste de ses nombreuses collaborations. À vous de les découvrir.
We had a show like that, man.
I remember.
With David Sanborn.
David Sanborn, you know, he was here, he came here.
Was he?
Played here. And of course, when he was here, I said, you know, David,
right.
You're my dad, because it's because of you. When I was in the States, what was the name of that?
Night music.
Night music.
Dizzy Gillespie.
I remember.
You had Fathead Newman, Slim Gaylord, right? You had Bootsy. You had John Zorn, who was the alto player, kind of avant-garde saxophonist. It was really, they weren't afraid. But it'll stay around because the notes haven't changed, you know. And now it's even more important because Dizzy is no longer here. Slim Gaylord is no longer here. All these musicians who were on, Miles Davis is not here, you know.
Amazing, huh?
I had to interview Miles.
Did you?
For that show. And he said, "Don't you embarrass me."
Of course.
He was worried about me embarrassing him.
Yeah.
Because I would like to tell stories about him in front of him.
Yeah.
That's the most fun.
Yeah.
Make him stand up. Let me tell you what he did, man. And he'd be sitting there like,
Yeah.
okay, Marcus, cut
No
it.
way,
You know?
no way. With him.
So I didn't do it. I didn't
I
tell him.
remember David Jones was telling me stories that was funny.
Oh,
So, you know, it's crazy.
Feel that way too. That's when I fall from love with you.
right? That's what it is.
Just a little question. I kept watching you while you played. I saw the two little dolls of them. I know it's Bruce
They're not
Lee.
dolls because, see,
How do you call them?
we can't get boys to buy dolls, so we'll call them action figures.
Oh, sorry. So these are action figures.
Action figures,
So
yeah.
now, can you introduce me? There's Bruce Lee
Okay.
on your left.
A couple of albums ago, I had a song called Bruce Lee. It was
Okay.
dedicated to Bruce Lee, and a fan in Japan presented me with this doll of
No,
Bruce Lee,
action
figure of Bruce Lee, and it was so cool. And I put him on my amp one day, and it was so cool to look back and see him going, like, I'm ready whenever you need me, you know? So, and then I was playing in Washington, D.C. a few months ago, and there's a music in Washington, D.C. called go-go music, which is very, very local, but
Okay.
very, very popular. People love go-go. And
What is go-go?
It's like a beat. Did you ever hear the song? No, you're too young. There's a song, for all you older people, there's a song that was really popular in the States called The Butt, right? And it was a go-go song. The beat goes doom, pa, doom, da-doom, pa, da-doom, pa, doom, da-doom, pa. And everybody just goes like this. Anyway, the founder of go-go music was Chuck Brown. And Chuck Brown came and sat in with me in Washington, D.C. a few months ago. And then he presented me with his action figure. And Chuck Brown, yeah, baby.
So how is it going in the States now? Is it okay?
It's good. It's difficult.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be just starting, you know?
Yeah.
Because it used to be when you first started, you'd find some record company who really believed in you, and then they would do everything. They would help you develop your songs, and they would help you develop your audience, and they'd take their time, and they say, by the third record, we should be where we want to be, by the third album. Now, they're like,
No more.
you have to build your audience on your own. You have to come to them and say, I've sold 10,000 CDs out of my truck.
Yeah.
Just going back and forth around the country in my truck. So, will you now join? You know, you have to create it on your own.
It's heavy.
And then ask them if they want to be involved.